I had just done a broadcast walking around the Mark Twain house here at Nook Farm, but I have stepped back a bit so I can give you a better view of it, and you could see more of the whole house and the unusual landscape and architecture of this really strange, bizarre house that Mark Twain built in Hartford. This is where he wrote Huckleberry Finn. This is where he brought his family. This was in 1864. I think you can probably see from these reviews that I'm stepping back on and get a better view of it. I could turn it to landscape for a minute. Maybe I will do that if you just bear with me, give you a better sense of the house. I've been inside it many times. I just know you can't take photos in it, so I'm trying to do the best I can to show you the house from the outdoors. It is a beautiful day here in Hartford. I tried to come down here yesterday, but it was just too hot. But today is absolutely exquisite. So I hope you can get a good view of it. There's a sign there also reminding us the Harriet Beecher Stowe house is right here on the same grounds. Again, at one time this was all called Nook Farms, and Mark Twain came here because he knew there were many writers, and at that time, way back in the 1860s, Hartford was considered an avant-garde place to come to write and be progressive in your thinking, so there were people to feed ideas off of. Let me step back again. I'm going to try to walk around too and show you some of the other interesting features of the house. So stay with me. Let me know if you have questions, although I do have it in landscape, so it's going to be a little hard for me to read the screen if you text in any questions. I might turn it back to portrait in a minute, but yeah, as I'm getting closer here, I think I'm going to turn it back to portrait. I've been in the house many times. I do teach literature courses, and I've had some former students that have actually been tour guides here. And one of the professors at our university is a very famous Mark Twain scholar. And so while she comes down here and does some lectures, goes into the schools and does lectures, I'm going to get a little closer here to show you the conservatory. There's some phenomenal things inside. I really wish I could get inside to do some photographing, but I did ask the tour guide. She said I really can't. And the gift shop is now located in another building, so it would take a bit for me to get up there to do that. But let me just scan around and give you some feel for some of the very unusual architecture in this building. Okay, I understand at one time there were views outside the house down to a river here and into gardens. Of course, Hartford wasn't built up in those days. I'll try to walk around a little bit more. This is the carriage house over here with the stables. Of course, it's been renovated. The whole Mark Twain house as a place to visit has been completely revamped in the last 20 years. At one time, it was kept to pretty much the way it looked back then, but they've done a lot in the last 15, 20 years to attract international visitors. I'm back here in the front of the Mark Twain house again. I'm going to try to get you up there to see the slate roof. Of course, everything has been refurbished. Over the years, we've had a lot of storms and damage here in Hartford, so the building's gone through a lot of construction. A little sad story, about a few weeks ago, this part of Hartford, there was some vandalism, and there was some destruction around this area. They said the Mark Twain house basically was just the windows that got damaged, but the house itself was fine. Let me step back a little further, get in some other views here. Okay, there aren't too many visitors here today. I did see some tour groups going through. It looked like a bunch of middle school students that were coming through. We have a lot of magnet schools around here, so they were wearing t-shirts from their magnet school. There's a nice cafeteria. I also saw some school students having lunch there. And I'm going to try one more time to kind of get some views from the distance of the Harriet Beecher Stowe cottage, where she wrote Uncle Tom's Cabin. And in my last scope that I did featuring the visitor center in the Harriet Beecher Stowe house, we were reminded that Abraham Lincoln called her the lady that started the Civil War. Okay, so this is her cottage over here, and I'll come a little closer. It's much plainer, of course, than the Mark Twain house. And, I think most visitors come here to Hartford to the Mark Twain house are really here to go into his house. Some do go into the Stowe house. Tell you the truth, I've lived here all these years. I've never actually been in the Stowe house. I've been in the Twain house many, many times. Come up a little bit closer. Okay. And then I'll just do one more pan around to give you a feel of the grounds here in Nook Farms. Another famous writer from this area was Wallace Stevens, who actually started in insurance and then started writing poetry on his way home. So we've had a lot of talented people in this area of Hartford. And we still do. Okay. Just another quick shot. Again, if you have any questions about the Mark Twain house, feel free to text them in. If not, just enjoy it. I'm going to turn to landscape one more time. There's a lot of trees right where I am now. So let me try to back up a bit here. Okay. I'm just going to do a quick pan so you get a feel of the grounds in general. So there's the Twain house. Okay, here we have the carriage house. I'm very close to the carriage house right now. Coming through back there is the modern facility they built, the visitor center, which is what you enter now to go to the Mark Twain house. This is the Harriet Beecher Stowe Visitor Center. Has some very nice exhibits there. Okay, and then of course there's a sign here telling you that you're at the Harriet Beecher Stowe Visitor Center, and back in there, of course, is her house. And I'll just again a little bit more so you can see the grounds that are here and try to imagine what it might have looked like back in 1865 when Twain came here with his family to build this very unusual house. So thanks for watching, and if you have any questions about the Mark Twain house, you can send me a tweet on Twitter. My Twitter handle is the same as my name. By the way, here's some school children coming in for a tour. You can probably see them in their green shirts. They're just coming in. This is a very popular field trip here for people that live in Connecticut. And I think those kids just finished having lunch. So thank you so much for enjoying the Mark Twain house with me. I'm on my lunch break now, so I'm about to get back to the university. I may even do a scope of the university.